Try again. Such a pain in my ass. Oh boy, there we go. Hi everybody, I know we're live now. Monday mornings are tough, man, let me tell you, they're tough. Let me start recording on this computer, as I sometimes forget. Hi everybody, welcome to the GoldFish Report. I'm your host and researcher, Louisa. Today is Monday, August 10th, 2020. This is GoldFish Report number 543, and it's just our Monday morning musings, like what happened over the weekend. And did everybody see that interview with Attorney General Barr last night on Mark Levin? That was an interesting one, and it was revealing. It reveals that there's, which we all knew, nothing new, right? It reveals that there's this culture of well, all right, the saying goes, good morning. Hi, Phoenix. How are you? The saying goes, it's not money that's the root of all evil. It's the love of money that's the root of all evil. It's the love of money. It's the love of power, right? And so this is what Attorney General Barr was saying last night. And I have some clips that I'll screen share with everybody. I'm a little slow getting together this morning. I've had some schedule changes, so I'm going earlier today. So we'll make this short. But, there's a lot to talk about. We know the president's trying to boost U.S. production of essential medicines, and he signed an executive order last week about that. I reported about this on the POTUS report on Saturday. So if you want to check that out on our channel, you can find out everything the president's been doing. He was also in Jersey. Well, we know he's in Jersey, right? He's in Bedminster. But we know he was at a fundraiser last night, and sure would have liked to have gone, but I can't afford $5,000 a ticket, so or anywhere near that. But good for him for raising those funds. Good for him. I have a feeling I know who was involved in all of that. So good morning, everybody. Good morning. How are you? Nice to see you all. Yeah, so we're talking about this. We're talking about this interview last night with Mark Levin and Attorney General Barr, and I do have some clips in case you missed it. I do have some clips to play on that. So let's listen to what Attorney General Barr has to say about. There's quite a few clips that I have, so I'm going to share them just so we know what was going on. This was on a Sunday night, so let's listen to the Attorney General here talking about this. Actually, this isn't. This is only a photo. Forget that. Hold on a second. Oh, there's the link. Okay. So let's try this one. Sorry about that. But if you missed this interview last night, you're going to want to listen to what he has to say. Here it is.
There's been the resistance. They were trying to impeach
Oh, it's terrible
him.
sound.
They have done everything they can. They've shredded the norms of our system.
Can't even hear it.
To do what they can to drive him from office or to debilitate his administration. And I think
I'm not playing this. The sound is so bad on it. I'm sorry. I don't know why people post this stuff. It's like, don't record it with your phone unless you have a microphone, folks, because you can't hear anything, right? Let's listen to this one because this one might be a little bit better. Sorry about that. What are we going to do? Oh, I'm still on screen share. Good. Here we go.
Edwin Meese. We had some very difficult hearings from time to time. I've never seen anything like this before. Obviously, it was coordinated. The goal was to have you up there and try and treat you like a piñata. Absolutely disrespectful. What were you thinking that was going on, and what do you make of this? You've been Attorney General twice now.
I think they were afraid to have me speak, and so they decided to burn up all the time and not give me any time to answer. So I quickly caught on to the tactic.
And what do you make of the change of the whole nature of hearings now? I mean, they accused you of being a murderer, a terrorist. I was getting nervous that somebody might grab a Molotov cocktail behind the table and throw it at you. What do you make of this?
Well, I have the perspective of having been Attorney General 30 years ago and now, and I thought things were partisan and tough 30 years ago. Nothing compared to today. Things have fundamentally changed. And I think what has happened, and I've been thinking about this, because in the old days, you could have friends across the aisle. Politics was part of your life, but it wasn't all-consuming. It wasn't everything. You could, have communications and so forth with others. But it's now become all-consuming for many people. And I think what's happened is that the left wing has really withdrawn and pulled away from the umbrella of classical liberal values that have undergirded our society since our founding. And, within the family, we've had two ways of resolving disputes. One is discussion, the dialectic, the marketplace of ideas, trying to arrive at the truth. We had an idea that there was some truth to arrive at. And then if we couldn't reach agreement, a vote. And that's how we operated. Nowadays, you have, I think, the left has essentially withdrawn from this model and really represents a Rousseauian revolutionary party that believes in tearing down the system. That what's wrong about America today all has to do with the institutions we have, and we have to tear them down. And they're interested in complete political victory. They're not interested in compromise. They're not interested in dialectic exchange of views. They're interested in total victory. And it's a secular religion. It's a substitute for religion. They view their political opponents and as evil. That because we stand in the way of their progressive utopia that they're trying to reach. And that's what gives, the intensity to the partisan feelings that people feel today. Because for them, this pilgrimage we're all on is a political pilgrimage. Everything is reduced to politics. For people who don't have that perspective, politics is important, but it's not the whole purpose of life.
Do you think this sort of Rousseauian ideology, or Hegelism, and that ballpark, do you think it has devoured the Democrat Party in the last couple of years now? And does that explain why, during this hearing and in other opportunities, they will not condemn the violence? They will not condemn Antifa. Ted Cruz had a hearing the other day. One of the Democrat senators would not condemn Antifa. Do you think that's part of it?
Absolutely. I mean, I said during my hearing, can any of you just come out and say it's not okay to burn down federal courthouses? I mean, they talk about the rule of law. They talk about the importance of the federal legal system to protection of civil rights. Well, the heart of that is our court system. And they're not willing, not one of them piped up to say, no, it's not okay to be burning down federal courts. Why? Some of them are true believers. Some of them are essentially revolutionary in their outlook. They believe in tearing down the system. But many of them are just cowards who are mostly interested in getting reelected and are afraid from, about a challenge from the left. So for them, it's careerism.
So that's what's going on, folks. I mean, there's a lot of other clips that I wanted to screen share, but let me see if my headset is on now on my lodge. Yeah. So this is interesting. Did anybody else see this? Hi, good morning, everybody. Did everybody else see this interview with Attorney General Barr last night? And just know it's kind of like Q. Anytime you're looking at the president or anytime you're listening to Attorney General or even Stephen Mnuchin, it's not even so much what they're saying, it's what they're not saying. And in reading between the lines, he called this a Rousseauian ideology. And yet he referred to the fact that this is, they've pulled away from classic liberal values, that they've just completely abandoned it, and the left have withdrawn from any kind of discussion, dialogue. They don't want to hear anything. They just want to destroy and tear down the system. But they have nothing to replace it with except China, because you know that this is what's behind all of it, China. Because the president closed that Chinese embassy in Houston because there was espionage. They were infiltrating not only not only the local politicians, actually, not only on a federal level, probably they were spying on military probably as well. Of course, local CEOs or wherever, but CEOs, they were infiltrating companies. They were, and also local city councils and things of that nature. That's complete totalitarian control. And let me tell you, China is the invisible enemy. We've done a political theater report last week, and that's the title of it, because this is what China does, right? You see how how they handle things. What are they doing in Falun Gong? Yeah, with the Ubers, they're killing them all for I'm sorry, for organ trafficking, right? For organ sales, and they don't care what you have to say. And so Attorney General Barr just said, why are no one during his hearing, his Senate hearing, I'm sorry, his House hearing, had said was willing to denounce that they weren't going to condemn Antifa. They weren't willing to condemn the violence that the Antifa were doing in Portland and Seattle and everywhere else, right? Not one of them were willing to do that. Um, and so that's a very communist perspective. This is definitely influenced from communist China, folks. This isn't the way we do things. Yet you'll hear them in their videos talk about when the federal troops came in and went to pick up these Antifa anarchists in the streets. People were sitting there, the little, as Attorney General Barr said, cowards were sitting there with their phones saying, that that's our First Amendment right. He has rights. Well, you're burning down the courthouses. So how are you supposed to get your rights heard if you're burning down the courthouses? And let me tell you, I'm the first one to tell you, we have deep problems in our judiciary. We have deep problems in our court system. This whole system is rigged. This whole system is filled with fraud, folks. And, I just keep going back to thinking about this one friend of mine who we're no longer speaking because she didn't want to see it. She didn't want to look at it. Her life was comfortable. She didn't want to see things that were going to make her uncomfortable. She didn't want to believe anything. It wasn't her problem. She was just there to protect her own children, right? To hell with everybody else, because the problem is if you're not going to care about everybody else, there's no one going to be there to protect your children. So, people who want to bury their heads in the sand, that tactic doesn't work very well, because eventually it's going to show up at your front door, and then you're going to wish that you had, um, confronted those issues when you had the chance. It's about growing a pair. It's about growing up. It's about taking responsibility for yourself. It's about realizing that we're all in this together, right? This is kind of heavy for a Monday morning. This isn't exactly where I wanted to go with this today. But I didn't have any more run-ins with any, mask-wearing people anywhere. You just, unfortunately, you can't go into a store without one, so you have to put one on whether you like it or not. Um, you know, and that's just how it is. But as I talked about in my POTUS report over the weekend, this is a living experiment. Well, I use the analogy of these two experiments that are famous experiments, psychology experiments that I talk about often on the GoldFish Report because it's so applicable, right? We have the Milgram study, Stanley Milgram study, which showed and revealed that there's blind obedience to authority, that people would still be willing to hurt other people because of this blind obedience to authority. And that's why you have the atrocities that happen, because we give some sort of blind obedience to authority figures in our life without ever questioning it or holding them accountable. But let me tell you, this was the chance to do it. America was the chance, was the hope of the world. And Americans, man, we have so disappointed everybody. And it's not entirely our fault. We've been engineered this way, socially engineered. We've had a lot of things, obstacles working against us because, of course, this was the light of the world, right? And now the light is dimming, folks. This is just looking horrible because people aren't taking responsibility. They're saying, oh, it's someone else's job, someone else's job. And the other study was the Stanford Prison Experiment, which showed that people who were told that, well, they were assigned either a prison guard role or you were assigned a role for being a prisoner, right? And in a sense, we're all in this study together, right? Because we're all the prisoners right now. We're stuck in our homes, or we're stuck in what we were for a period of time, and now we're stuck with these draconian rules. We can't take our own health and take responsibility for our own health because we have to be told what to do by these authoritative figures. But folks, don't ever forget we do have options. It's called a recall. And what the people have to do is assemble. The people have to do this. It's we the people, right? So we the people can recall any of these elected officials, get them off of the get them out of office, especially if they violate oaths of office. Get them the hell out, kick them out. Anyone that's elected, that's taken an oath of office, can, except, I know the judges are another story here. We have the judiciary, right, who police themselves. Look at what Sullivan's doing. This guy's out of control. There's no stopping the corruption. There's no stopping this. The Supreme Court's now ruled that you can't abuse the amicus. Amicus curiae is something that the courts allow. It's a statement, usually by someone. It's a amicus curiae means it's a friend of the court, and it's a brief that can be submitted by someone who's not party to the legal matter involved, but someone who may have a lot of experience on a subject and can offer some help to the matter, but or has some sort of knowledge that could shine light on something, but that's not a party to the case, right? So, but they're abusing it because there's no one prosecuting the case. So this is why, Attorney General last night was answering to Mark Levin about, why did he call in someone to investigate Flynn, and then why did he dismiss it? Because he believed and fundamentally believed that Flynn, and even the FBI believed that Flynn was truthful and telling the truth of what he was saying. So this is humanity's last chance, guys. We're really going to lose this hope of the world, this America that we know it, if we don't realize we all have to put our differences down and aside. And we have to get to that point where there is no difference between any single one of us. We're all earthlings. Yeah. And that's at the point when it's going to hit everybody, unfortunately, I guess. So I'm curious what your comments are, because I'm a peaceful protester. Yeah, it's true. Look, it's doom and gloom. You can look at it as doom and gloom, Bo, or you can look at it as realizing, I'm sorry, I'm not going to sugarcoat this. We are at a very serious crossroad. And if you don't see it as doom and gloom, then that's going to be your reality. You do have to realize we're at a critical crossroad and that it's our responsibility to do something about it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm back. The power outage just seemed like, they had 5 days to watch that storm, as we did, watch that storm crawl up the East Coast. And the power companies had 5 days to watch it, and it took them 4 days to fix it. No, let me say that they knew this was coming, and there was no excuse to be out of power for that long. That's just my opinion. So let's get back. Now let's see if we can find anything good to talk about. I'm going through my it's hard. Isn't it hard to find something good? It is hard. Hold on a second. I'm trying to get to something good here. Hold on. I'm scrolling through this, and there's nothing good. Well, there's no good news to report today, folks. There's nothing good going on. No, we have a coup d'etat happening. We have, yeah, there are good things, okay? There are good things. The president did pass this executive order See, that's the only thing I can talk about that's good is the president. I'm not being biased. I'm really not. I really wish I had something else to report on. I truly do. Look, I'm going to tell you why, folks. Just look at this. Just take a look at this. When I screen share the news on Twitter, you tell me, stop me when you see something good to talk about, right? Stop me when you see something good. You see anything good? Well, we had a magnitude 5.1 earthquake in North Carolina. I guess everybody knows about that. It was quite shallow, actually, extremely shallow, but that was some ground shaking news. Sorry, pun intended. Couldn't resist that one, folks, right? Let's see, what else? Here's a guy who was arrested for working out in a gym in New Jersey. Of course, New Jersey, of course. Any good news? States have authority to fine or jail people who refuse coronavirus vaccine, attorney says. This is at ABC 15 in Arizona. This is the good news. Yeah, this is the good news. Kelly McEnany, how awesome is she? See, the only good news we can report really has to do with the president because he's the only one doing anything good. You got to listen to this. Okay, when was this from? I don't know. I don't have the date, but this is a good. You got to listen to this. Let me just make sure that my screen share is on because this is Donald Trump. It looks like probably 30 years ago. Let's listen to it. Could be 20 years ago.
Countries, these wealthy money machines paying us for the defense of their freedom and their nations. The concept of America financing and paying and losing lives for countries that won't even allow us to use their ships. And these are the countries that in 24 hours they'd be wiped off the face of the earth if it weren't for America. It's ridiculous. We don't give anything to our farmers. The homeless are all over the streets of the major cities, the sick and the problems, and yet we'll give billions of dollars in defending countries that have 5 times more money than we can ever hope to have. This country shouldn't be raising taxes. We ought to be lowering taxes. If you look at the payments that we're making to NATO, they're totally disproportionate with everybody else's, and it's ridiculous. This country is busted. And it's busted because we're doing things that we shouldn't be doing. If we had business ability in this country, we'd be making lots of profit, so-called surplus. That money could be going to defend our homeless and our poor and our sick and our farmers. And that's where we ought to be spending the money, not giving it to countries that don't give a damn for us to start off with.
There we go. That's our POTUS. That's good news, right? Did everybody like that? That's the best news I have, right? Yeah, did you see the stuff in the news feed? I mean, how much of it is bad news? Look, Chicago was overrun last night. Not that this is funny. This is horrible. Chicago was completely looted. These stores, everything. They're going to burn it down, and we're letting them. We're letting them do it. Nobody's stopping them. The people are not taking responsibility for their own home, for their own property, their own town, their own community. Well, yeah. Okay, Ariel, you want to go? You can go. It's fine. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna. I'm not going to sugarcoat things because it affects all of us. I'm trying to find good things to report about, though. I am. I am. It's okay if you don't want to watch. It's okay. I just like to come on a Monday morning because I don't do the live stream with the Fets right at this time. So I miss everybody. So I like to do my morning live stream. Oops, it's the wrong screen to share. Let's go back to Twitter. Let's see if there's anything else good we can talk about today. Well, that was good. I like seeing Donald Trump. It has to be 30 years ago. He's on Larry King there. At least 20. I'd say 20 years ago. 30. Nah, he looks pretty young there. But he's right. And he's doing this. And these are his policies now. And here he is. People, if you want to troll the liberals, here we go. This is how you do it. Just want to see how it looks. That's what the caption of the photo is. See that? President Trump. Yep. There you go. What else is there? What else is good? Okay. Anything else in the news? No. Anything good? Nothing. Nothing. Is it good? No. This is good. Here we go. Let's look at this today. This is good. And it's news because it's new. Look at this. You have this little baby. Look at this precious little baby kissing the horses. Aw, isn't that adorable? Look at this little baby. Aw, just complete pure. Aw, aw, pure love and innocence, you know? Being born into this godforsaken world. Aw. Come back, Ariel. I've got a good video to show you now. Aw, look at that. Yeah. That is so sweet. Did you guys like that? Did everybody like that? I'm sorry, it's a weird Monday morning, let me tell you. We're just doing our best to try to find something good to report on. And because nobody seemed to like the real news that I was reporting. So I'm trying to find something good. Let's see. Anything better? Nope. Sorry. Wait a second. Yep, China. Communist China at war with America. 20,000 fake U.S. driver's license from China coming into Chicago. And of course, intercepted at Dallas Fort Worth. Another 2,000 were intercepted at Dallas Fort Worth. So somebody had to have plants there or somebody there to kind of take it, be on the receiving end of these things. They're going to bust them. Yep. Trump lays out the six big promises for a second term agenda. I've been saying this on our POTUS reports that he has to start laying out what his plans are. But if he did that too soon, you knew the Democrats would steal it. Because now you hear Joe Biden saying, we have to open up our economy again. Or the economy's, we have to open up schools again. Or the economy's going to tank. I mean, isn't that what the president's been saying? So defeat the coronavirus with vaccines and other treatments. So, the president wants to, I believe the president is going to make hydroxychloroquine available over the counter. That's what I believe. I'm not reporting that is a fact, but I do believe that's what he means when he says, and other treatments. So that's what I'm saying about reading between the lines of what the president has to say. Like with Attorney General Barr, he's not going to come out and say, we're at war with China, but he's going to describe it. The way he describes it is exactly what's going on, right? The president's not going to come out and say we're at war with China. But he's going to say the invisible enemy. He's going to call it the China virus. He's going to, every opportunity he gets, he's going to put China's name on whatever they're behind. Reviving the economy from the pandemic slowdown. So, yep, that's what the president's going to do. That's his plan. Turning America into the premier medical and pharmaceutical hub in the world. Yes. Creating new manufacturing jobs in the United States and using pressure to force job loss overseas to return to the United States. Creating new manufacturing jobs. Somewhere in here, the president has to, and protect American workers from unfair outsourcing. Somewhere in here, the president has to say we're going to introduce that new technology that he talked about in his inauguration. Does everybody remember that when the president's inauguration? Hi, Sherry. Good morning, dear. Good morning, everybody. Hi, Spec Ops. How you doing? Yes, he has stated that. The president has stated that. Do you think, and I'm just curious what the viewer thinks because this is for the viewer. Does the viewer think that in this layout that Trump is going to include the new technology? We know Uncle John, right? We know Uncle John Trump had access to the Tesla papers. So where's the technology, right? And the reality is you can't just expect the president to roll these things out when you have the Rothschild monopoly of power companies still in control. I don't know what the transition is going to look like, but do you think, because in his inauguration speech, he talked about technology and advancements in technology that we've never seen before. So where is it in this? Where is it? I didn't see it here. Maybe it's in the creating new manufacturing jobs in the United States. It could be in here. Yeah. My fourth promise to American workers beyond our medical supply chains over the next 4 years, we will onshore millions of new manufacturing jobs across many other critical sectors that are vital to our national security and prosperity, from electronics to machine tools to shipping, aerospace, autos, and of course to iron and to steel. Yeah. Could be in there. Could be in there. What do you think? Do you all think that that's where the president, you think he's going to introduce all this new technology? Good morning, everybody. I'm sorry. I'm trying to find good news to report because it looks like I lost a few viewers because, well, we were having a hard time finding anything good to report. Let me just see if there is anything. Oh, NASA. Well, what do you know? NASA is now jumping on the Trojan horse of political correctness, and they need to identify and address systemic discrimination and inequality in all aspects of the scientific community. We are re-examining the use of unofficial terminology for cosmic objects, which can not only be insensitive, but actually harmful. So it should be interesting. They should be addressed. So they think black hole is offensive. And I wonder what they think about, Uranus, which a lot of people call Uranus, right? So maybe it's time, you think, that we kind of, oh, we're going to have a planet formerly known as, it's going to be, Uranus is going to be the planet formerly known as, oh my God, I see it now. Yes, I started out initially talking about this interview last night with Attorney General William Barr, and Mark Levin, which and I love Mark Levin. I think he's a really great mind, and great patriot. I'm just trying to look for good news. As I scroll through here, they say Supreme Court ruled unanimously against the improper use of amicus briefs, which I talked about. This is regarding Judge Sullivan. You can come to the Twitter page. Yeah, this is Chicago lootings and shootings. So nothing good to talk about here, folks, with Chicago. This is just a disgrace. And here's more looting in Chicago. But the police don't come. Yeah, the police don't come. Whew. So I found this cute picture of a baby kissing the nose of horses. Look at that. Here's a meme. Maybe we'll just have Meme Monday. I think I'm going to do that. Meme Monday. We're going to talk about all memes. Okay, this is going to be called Meme Monday because I think we need a little comic relief, don't you? Yeah. I like the meme idea. I'm going to start collecting all the great memes, and here you have Joe Biden getting his tune-up before the I don't know, before the what? Is he going to do a debate or not? It's all going to be, if it's going to be on video, folks, that it's going to probably be a CGI. And as Fulford reports this all the time. He doesn't really believe anybody's real unless he sees them in person. And he might be onto something there. Of course, he does have access to people who do those things, so you never know. And here's a little thing I think would be funny. This is you have Biden here. Oh,
First of all, where do you want to see the court take the country? And secondly, what's your view on how the Constitution should be interpreted?
That's like saying
hold on
before
just
you got
a moment.
In this program, if you take a test where you're taking cocaine or not, what do you think, huh?
That's the question. Please, quiet, everybody.
You got more questions, but
hold on,
if
folks.
you have a problem,
this is going to end up getting out of control.
Trump,
Let's try to keep it quiet
black.
so for the candidates and for the American people.
Jail's not all there. It's sad when you look at it and you see it.
I want to thank you both for participating.
My wife has to go on at 6 o'clock.
Now the decision is up to you.
Okay, look, we found out something actually quite funny. You know what, folks? It really only seems like there's political satire is the only thing that's really worth sharing this morning. Memes, political satire. Oh, I love it. This is a funny one from someone posted about Austin Steinbart, which I thought was pretty funny. That's a funny meme. Okay, so let's keep moving along. Anything funny or interesting? It's tough these days, folks. It's tough. It's real tough. Oh, here's that little baby again. Don't you just love her? Look at that little baby. Don't you just want to give her a hug? Isn't she just the sweetest little thing? Look at her, kissing those horsies. Oh, that is the best. I already screen shared that one. But if I can't find anything good to talk about in the news, I'm going to screen share it again just because I love her so much. And here we go. Mazel tov. Here's a bar mitzvah. No. Yeah, this is at a wedding with I Love Trump shirts. Check this out. Feel free to get up and dance with them. Come on. I don't know whose wedding it is, but whoever it is, they're wearing I Love Trump shirts, and they've got the award for today. Let me tell you, that's I love that. And they knew they were going to upload this on social media, obviously, I think. So it was kind of cute. So if we don't find any other good news, I will come back and play that a little bit more. Here we have His Life Matters and His Life Matters. Absolutely. There you go. Support our police. Let me tell you, those guys are here in a heartbeat if something were to really happen. I heard something in my house one day. I heard something in the house. Okay? Something was in the house. I was just on my deck with my daughters, and there was no one else in the house. But I open up the door to come in, and I hear stuff going on inside. No pets, right? So I called the police. And they come with their guns drawn, ready to get somebody. And they didn't find anybody. I don't know what it was. But I could hear people. I could hear like people going through my drawers. It's like, what the heck was it? It was a ghost, maybe. Who knows? I don't know. I wasn't on. I wasn't drinking. I don't drink. I actually don't drink. You probably don't know that, but I don't drink. I don't do drugs. I don't do anything like that. And just stranger things happen, I suppose, right, folks? But they were here in a heartbeat. These guys were here in a heartbeat, man, to protect you. Especially when they know you're, female with kids and stuff. That's what they want. Here's a great meme. Look. The election infection. That's it. Well, how'd you like that? There you go. Nice meme for a Monday, yeah? Did you guys like that one? That was nice. That was good. Here's the president on an osprey, the presidential osprey, leaving for his, he arrives in Long Branch, New Jersey for a closed press event with supporters. Yep. Very cool. Very cool, President. Let's see. Stephen Mnuchin. I am pleased that President Trump has taken action to ensure that economic relief continues to go to America's workers, families, and businesses. That's not good enough for the Democrats, though, is it? It's not. They just want to tear down the country. Yeah, see? Here's what you need to know about the Uyghur genocide in China. Just come and take a look at the page, at the Twitter page. All these stories are on here. Oh, any other good news? All right. So look, I want to vote. Can you guys vote in the live chat? Let me know. Should we rename this Meme Monday? No, it wasn't a bar mitzvah. It was a wedding. What do you guys think? Do you think we should do Meme Monday or Monday Morning Musings? I think we should do Meme Monday. I should highlight all the great weeks because, you know, what I've done on GoldFish Report is I post a meme of the day. Sometimes I post a meme of the day several times. So look, folks, I've got to run because I've got to start getting ready to record. I've got to do a report early today with the vets. So I think we're going to just leave it at this. I'm sorry for those of you who sat through the beginning of this report who felt that it was too heavy. It was a little heavy. But look, we lightened it up, and we'll lighten it up as much as we can. But let's remember, at the end of the day, we're at war, and we're fighting an invisible enemy, and we all have to be part of this. So I'll keep bringing the memes to you, though. So I'll put a collection of my meme of the day, which I've been doing for quite a while now, at least like a year or two, and I'll put those together, and I'll get. I'll share them on Monday mornings because I don't know what else we're going to do. If we don't do something like this, we're all going to go nuts, right? So thank you, everybody. Blue Angel, thanks for hanging in there. Yeah, the report got better. But, you know, like I said, man, I just want so bad to get rid of these child traffickers. I want so bad to get rid of these people who are harming our children and taking the sacred love of these little children and destroying it. It just, we can't sleep another day, folks. We can't turn our cheek and look the other way anymore. We can't. So we all have to be part of this. All do. And if you're not, then I'm sure you can line up for Elon Musk's Neuralink and have your brain rewired because it sounds like you might need it. Okay, everybody, you have a great day. I'll be back. I'm going to be posting a political theater later this afternoon. You can go. There'll be a link on on YouTube to go directly to our BitChute channel, and you can view it there. So for right now, we're not going to be having the political theater on YouTube until after the election, and that's how we're going to stay. That's how we're going to keep our presence on YouTube. Already, they're giving me a hard time about these live streams, and this may become a problem as well. We do have to fight Blue Angel. You're absolutely right. So, everybody, thank you so much for joining me today. I have to get to another report, and thank you so much. Hopefully, we'll be back on Wednesday to do a midweek POTUS report. But it might be kind of quiet for the rest of the month because the president might be taking I guess downtime or something over in Bedminster, but we'll see. It's not. So anyway, have a great day, guys. Have a great Monday. I hope you enjoyed the memes. We did have a hard time trying to find some good stuff to talk about, but well, at least we got some memes. So have a great day, and we'll catch you all later. This concludes this edition of the GoldFish Report.